I don't know if I'm getting my hopes up too high, but I'm having a really good day right now, and I'm just unbelievably excited for tomorrow's Nintendo Direct, which in and of itself is already insane that it's happening, right? I mean, we're less than a week out from the Nintendo Switch 2 Nintendo Direct, and we're already gonna get a Switch 1 focused Direct not even a week before it. That's just crazy to me. I remember this rumor popped up a few days ago, and many people were rightfully just calling BS on it, but nope. It's true, Nintendo's holding a Nintendo Switch 1 Direct tomorrow at 7 a.m. Pacific. Normally I would give my last minute predictions for what could be in this Nintendo Direct, but honestly, I don't care about anything else except for one game, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, the game that I have been waiting the entire Switch generation for. It was announced in the first few months of the Switch 1's life, then got restarted in 2019, and I've just been waiting ever since for this game to come out. And now in the next few days, we're going to potentially see this game. And I say potentially because there has been a recent rumor to go alongside this new Nintendo Direct, which is not rumored anymore, but these two rumors popped up at the same time. This one in particular from a YouTuber named X-1S, stating that his sources told him that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond would not be featured in the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct next week, which, caused a bit of a stir in the Metroid community, nay, the Nintendo community period, because why would Nintendo not want to show this game, which is coming out this year, is currently slated for 2025, and many people assumed it was going to be a cross-gen release, releasing on both Switch 1 and Switch 2 potentially on the same day. Well, here's the thing, right? This rumor came up after the Nintendo Direct rumor did, and the stars seem to be kind of aligning here. Maybe the reason why it's not going to be in next week's Switch 2 Direct is because it's going to be in this Switch 1 focused Direct happening tomorrow. And because let's not forget, y'all, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is a Switch 1 game first and foremost. Heck, only a Switch 1 game at this point. There has been no confirmation of a Switch 2 version of this game. I don't even think a Switch 2 version has been rumored from reputable sources. So in that sense, this game is currently still locked as a Switch 1 title, which may cause people to be bummed out just because they expected this to be a Switch 2 cross-gen release, even though there's never been any evidence to prove that it would be. Still, this could be very exciting for numerous reasons, mainly because Nintendo would show off this game theoretically at this Switch 1 Direct to, get it out of the way and only show Switch 2 games in next week's Switch 2 Direct, or rather, games we don't even know, even if they are cross-gen between Switch 1 and Switch 2, they're mainly going to focus on games we don't know about yet in that Switch 2 Direct, and I honestly think that's a great idea, and who's to say that they still couldn't show Metroid Prime 4 in some capacity during the Switch 2 Direct, mainly showing off how backwards compatible games could potentially be enhanced on the Switch 2 hardware. I don't know how reputable this leaker is who said it wouldn't be in the Switch 2 Direct, but maybe there's some truth there, especially if we do see Prime 4 in tomorrow's Direct. I'm just so excited. I'm really excited. I was already having a good week, keep this in mind. Just knowing that we are so close to that Switch 2 Direct and we were finally going to see more about Metroid Prime 4 in that Direct just made me more excited. I know I've this past year had a history of saying Metroid Prime 4 doesn't need the Switch 2 to be a successful game, and a lot of people just keep coming at me saying actually the Switch 2 would help Prime 4 because XYZ. They're good points. I'm not going to say they're not. But as it is right now, Prime 4 is still a Switch 1 game, and I feel like showing it off in a Switch 2 Direct would not make too much sense because you want to sell your new system with brand new games that you can't play on the current Switch. And that's why I feel like we're going to see Prime 4 in this general Nintendo Direct coming tomorrow on March 27th, because just the fact that it's a general Direct is the thing, right? I expected when these rumors popped up that there would be some kind of Nintendo presentation on Thursday. I was expecting maybe a mini Direct or a partner Direct or even an indie world. But no, this is straight up a 30-minute long Nintendo Direct focused on Switch 1 games. Nintendo said straight up in the tweet that they posted, there won't be any mention of Switch 2 games. Stay tuned next week for that. So You gotta think Prime 4 is gonna be here. 30 minutes long. It's a 30-minute long Nintendo Direct. It's focusing on Switch 1 games. You're telling me that it won't be in this Direct? Come on now. But you know, when people ask me how sure I am that Prime 4 will be here, I still say I'm 99.9% sure. Because, you know, I've spent these last almost 8 years being burned every single Direct saying, oh, this will be the one, this will be the one, this will be the one we see Prime 4, this will be the one we see Prime 4, and then it just almost always didn't happen. In fact, the time before the Direct, the gameplay was actually shown off, I said, no, it's not going to be here because Nintendo just keeps letting me down this generation. But things just feel so much different. We are officially in the release year of Metroid Prime 4, barring any delays, knock on wood, and we know for sure now that Nintendo wants to put out information regarding Switch 1 titles before they go all in on Switch 2 games next week. So the stars feel like they're aligning here. I'm even seeing, you know, fellow Nintendo creators say like, yeah, this has to be the Direct. We're gonna see Metroid Prime 4, a big trailer, a big like release date reveal potentially. And, you know, these are people who've always told me, Joey, you gotta relax. Prime 4 is not gonna be in this Direct. It's not gonna be in this Direct, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, I haven't talked to a single person who's told me, yeah, Prime 4 is not gonna be in this Direct. Now, of course, these people I'm referring to aren't leakers. I don't think they have any inside information, but like, man, oh man, they're so confident. Everyone I know is confident Prime 4 is going to be in this Direct, and I'm just really excited for tomorrow. I really am. I decided to, you know, just turn on my camera and make a quick video about this, along with what we might see tomorrow. And the only things I really care about, of course, I care about the gameplay, what we're going to see of the gameplay, how good the trailer is going to be edited. Maybe we'll get a developer talking a little bit about the game. But, you know, what I'm really curious about right now are dates, of course. Oh, and maybe we should start first with Metroid Prime 2 and 3 Remastered, or maybe 2 and 3 HD, depending on how they remaster these games. I feel like those got to come out before Prime 4, right? I really feel like it's maybe not required, right? But it should be, like, very helpful to sell a game called Metroid Prime 4. It'd be one thing if the game was called Metroid Prime Beyond, so people will just think they can jump right into it. And, you know, you theoretically could, because I imagine this is like the beginning of a new trilogy, or at least intended trilogy. Like, though it's still a continuation of the story, it's kind of like a soft reboot of sorts, you know, unless somehow Phazon and Dark Samus return or something. But even still, tying this to Pikmin 4, actually, which is the best-selling Pikmin game of all time, they actually had Pikmin 1 and 2 HD release only like a month, I think, before Pikmin 4 came out, which had to have helped its sales, I'm sure. And then Pikmin 3 Deluxe came out like years before that at that point. But I feel like Nintendo could, you know, repeat history with Prime 4 by releasing Prime 2 and 3 in HD on Nintendo Switch. Maybe even shadow dropping it after the Direct. That would be crazy. And, you know, there's also a debate on whether or not Prime 2 and 3 will be remastered like Metroid Prime Remastered was remastered. I've been saying that a lot. But, you know, tying back into older rumors before Prime Remastered was even announced, apparently Primes 2 and 3 aren't getting that big boy treatment of a remaster. They're more going to be like HD upscales, similar to Pikmin 1 and 2 HD, I'd imagine. And, you know, that would be a bummer at first, but, you know, it costs a lot of money and a lot of time to make those big budget remasters, and I'm sure retro studios would want to focus their efforts on, you know, making sure Prime 4 is the best game it could possibly be. So, who knows, maybe they or another studio, perhaps, were just tasked with a simple HD port job of Primes 2 and 3, which, honestly, I'd be okay with. Like, we're in the release year of Prime 4, baby. Like, I would love to replay those games on Switch in HD. Even if they don't look that much better than they do on Wii and GameCube, those games are gorgeous already without that HD. Like, just a simple HD upscale, maybe go in and, like, remaster some textures a little bit. Those games would just look so good on Switch in HD on their own. Not to mention they're just great games on their own in general. So yes, hopefully we see those games in tomorrow's Nintendo Direct as well, but as long as we see Prime 4 and that release date, that freaking release date, I will just be so incredibly happy. In fact, let's talk about that release date, right? So if this is going to be a Switch 1 focused Direct, does that mean Metroid Prime 4 would come out before the Switch 2? Because I think about Pokemon Legends ZA. That game recently got a release date. I believe it was November of 2025. And I feel like most of us are in agreement that the Switch 2 will be out long before then. Right now, the current rumor is that the system's coming out in June, which, you know, that's still up in the air. It's still not confirmed by Nintendo. Maybe this console comes out a lot later than we think it will. But I feel like if they're having a big Switch 2 Direct in April, then that system's going to come out within the next 2 months after that. So I feel like June is a very safe bet, but I feel like it could still be possible that Prime 4 actually releases maybe after the Switch 2, if that's the case. Maybe I would pray, actually, that it comes out much sooner than we think. Maybe in May, you know, Metroid. Maybe it could come out before the Switch 2, but if it is coming out in June, that's a really tight squeeze. I feel like Nintendo games generally get release date trailers about 2 or 3 months before the game comes out. So I'm not sure. Maybe they could surprise us and say, oh yeah, this game, Metroid Prime 4, is coming out in just a month and a half, or 2 months at the earliest. But I feel like if a Switch 1 game like Pokemon Legends ZA is going to come out way later in the holiday season, even though the Switch 2 will definitely be out before then, I feel like, then it's also possible that Prime 4 could also have a similar fate, suffer a similar fate. At the end of the day, I'm just excited to finally see more of this game, maybe even get a release date, all within like this next week, be it at this Direct or the Direct after that. I will say though, if Prime 4 is not in this Direct tomorrow, I'm going to be very nervous, especially if that rumor of it not being in the Switch 2 Direct turns out to be true. Like, if it's in neither Direct, it's time to get scared. It's time to worry about a potential delay at this point. But I'm not gonna let my head get there right now. For now, I'm on cloud 9 right now, just being so excited for the possibility of seeing this game tomorrow, or at the very least in the Switch 2 Direct, but you know, it's gotta be tomorrow. I feel it in my bones. I know other people feel it in their bones that tomorrow is the day we'll finally know when we can play Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. In the meantime, I will be streaming my reaction to the Direct tomorrow starting at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. I'll be joined by my best friend Alan, and we're gonna have a great time watching this 30-minute long Nintendo Direct. And as for the Switch 2 Direct, I believe I'm going to be live streaming this with my buddy Conrad over at the Commonwealth Realm. In case you didn't know, I'm doing stuff for Commonwealth Realm again, so subscribe to that channel for more coverage on Nintendo Switch 2 news and such. I guarantee you I'll be posting a lot more Metroid Prime 4 coverage there as opposed to here, so definitely subscribe to Commonwealth Realm over there and hit that notification bell. But hey, also subscribe here for more off-the-cuff videos like this one. But thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to my beautiful members, wherever they are, right here, for supporting me financially. I really appreciate you guys. If you want to become a Ferris wheel member to get early access to upcoming videos, be sure to hit that join button down below. But until next time, I will see you all tomorrow.